Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is my first ever Once Upon a Time video. I started watching the show back in February and I'm literally obsessed with it. It's now another obsession to add to my list and I absolutely love it. So today's questions are going to be based on Once Upon a Time, and they are. I just want to say spoiler, I probably will include spoilers, especially for those who haven't caught up with last night's episode 21, last right, I believe it's called. So yeah, if you don't want last night's episode spoiled, I'm going to do another video where I discuss what happened in last night's episode. So the first question is, favourite male character in Once Upon a Time? Now at the very beginning I really liked Charmin and I liked Henry. But then, season 2, a very dashing pirate appeared. This will fix my screen because it's not sitting right. Yes, a very dashing pirate appeared called Captain Hook, and I fell in love with Hook. Quite quickly actually, which is funny because my friends who recommended Once Upon a Time to me were like, wait until you meet Hook. You will like Hook. And I was like, I don't like Captain Hook and Peter Pan, so no, I'm not going to like Hook. And then I met Captain Hook and I was like, yes, I quite like him. And can I just say that I'm not shallow and only going for Captain Hook because of his looks. I actually genuinely do like him as a character. But I do like Henry and I like Charmin as well. Anywho, favourite female character has got to be Emma. Again, in the beginning I really liked Snow White as well, so Snow White's one of my favourite characters too. But yeah, Emma Swan, I think she's brilliant. I admire her a lot, and I like the fact that we've seen her vulnerable side really recently. So she's not, I think it makes her more real and more human. Next question is least favourite male character. Well, I really disliked Peter Pan, which is strange considering Captain Hook is my favourite character. One of my favourite characters. I really did not like Peter Pan. I just think he's horrible. I also didn't like Felix, who was in Peter Pan's Lost Boys. I found him really creepy. And I also disliked Greg as well. He was one of Peter Pan's minions who kidnapped Henry in season 3. And I didn't like Hades either. I am not usually a fan of villains anyway. I'm always on the good side, with good characters. I really didn't like Hades. I'm not going to say too much about his character because obviously something happened in last night's episode, and yeah, I just think he's slick it. He's like Rumple in that sense. He's really slick it and really, you can't trust him. Least favourite female character has got to be Cora, Regina's mum. I really dislike her. I hate the fact that she sees love as a weakness. And I think that her attitude towards what she did with Regina and Daniel was really mean. I've got to say though, the scene that was in the episode Sisters, I think it was, where she sort of met Zelena for the first time properly, and it was kind of a nice moment between Zelena, Regina and her. Again, it didn't redeem her character. I just don't like her. I also didn't like Tamara either. That was Greg's friend. I really hated her with a passion. She was just nasty. Who is my favourite villain? Regina as the evil queen. I think she has some of the most amazing costumes to start off with. She's got some amazing one-liners. She scares me a little. I just think, I do like the fact Regina has redeemed herself. I'm all for a villain redeeming himself. And also Rumple. But more in Enchanted Forest Rumple, when he at the beginning he did scare me with all the makeup and stuff, but then it kind of made me laugh. I don't like Gold, Storybrooke Gold. I just think, again, like Hades is slick and he's horrible, and I just can't trust him as far as to throw him. And I do think Belle can do so much better. So yeah, I do like him as Rumpelstiltskin in the Enchanted Forest though, when he's like has that little high pitched laugh. My favourite scene, I like the scene in the season 1 when Emma, they thought Henry was dead, Emma kissed him and the curse broke and Henry came back to life. It was just one of those really touching scenes. And then another scene I liked was, I believe it's season 4, I believe, and it's when Hook tells Emma that he traded his ship for jelly beans, magic beans, not jelly beans. So he come and find her in New York where she was with new memories. So he basically traded his ship for her and they share a lovely moment outside Granny's. I loved that scene. Also, one of my other scenes is in season 3 in Neverland, and they're about to break into Peter Pan's camp and they've banned Rumple from using magic, and Rumple takes a sword, I think of Hook, and he's deadly serious, goes, I'm not going in there with nothing but my good looks. And he just walks off full of swag, and you're just like, he means business, and it's just the way he said it. And then Hook goes, I on the other hand. Charming chucks Hook his sword, so just in case your good looks steal you. So it was quite a funny moment, and it made me laugh so much. So yeah, they would be. There's a scene in last night's episode at the very end, pretty much, and yeah, I'm not going to say, basically, spoiler alert, it was when Emma and Hook were reunited at the very end, and Hook was sent back to life basically by Zeus, and their reunion was just, yeah, I was so happy with that one. And yes, I am a Captain Swan shipper, which leads me nicely into number 7, which is my favourite ship. I loved Snow White and Charming in the beginning. I still do love their relationship. I was so happy. They had a cute little reunion in last night's one too. But I love Captain Swan. Oh, I don't know, I just love the two of them together. But also, I've got to do a shout out for Outlaw Queen. I felt so sorry for Regina last night. I did like Robin as a character and I will miss him. And it's a shame that, you know, we didn't get to see a lot of their relationship or see as much as the others, but I would love to have seen more of them, and I'd love to have seen more interaction with Roland as well. So I'm gutted for Outlaw Queen. My favourite friendship has got to be, I love Charming and Henry together. I love their sort of little moments. I want to see more of that in season 6. I really want to see a lot more family moments in season 6. Moments just of them without all drama or angst. I just want to see moments of, you know, them all being at Granny's having dinner, like Charming, Snow, Hook, Emma, Henry, Regina if she feels like it. All just having a million Grannies and just having a nice little time together. Another I like is Hook and Henry, and it's one other I want to see more of in season 6. I really liked the moments they had when Hook kept taking Henry to the boat. I really enjoyed those moments. And also in Camelot when Hook was telling Emma and Hook, or Henry was telling Emma and Hook about Violet, and Emma was like, oh, Henry's got a girlfriend, and Hook was like, oh, so excited. It was quite funny. The saddest scene was in the end of season 5A when Hook got Emma to kill him with Excalibur. It was awful, and I think Hook became a hero in his own right in that scene, and it just broke my heart because it must be really hard to have to kill the person you love. And also in last week's episode, the scene where Emma and Hook said goodbye to one another in the elevator, and seeing Hook cry for the first time, that broke me. I was just like, oh my gosh, Hook is crying. But then, in last night's episode, Robin's funeral, I was just so gutted, but just before, whenever Regina and Zelina kind of comforted each other, it really did break my heart, and I did cry. My favourite badass scene. Ooh, this one I struggled with. I think the one that came to mind for this one was when, I think it's in season 1, and Snow White broke into Regina's castle, and like she had all her gang, like the dwarfs and Granny and Charming and everything, and she just knocked knights out left, right and centre. And yeah, do you want the evil queen to get her happy ending? Of course I do, and that's why I think it was so gutted for her last night, because, you know, she had that chance and it's been taken away from her now. And I really do hope that she can find it in herself to, you know, not get over it. Of course not get over it, because I don't think she ever will. But Robin died a hero because Robin sacrificed himself to save her. And I don't know if that'll give her any comfort or not, but I would like to think she'll be happy. I don't want her to revert back to her evil queen ways, because I think if she does, she'll lose Henry. And Henry will be the most important person in her life now, I think. And if she loses Henry, she'll have no one. And reverting to the evil queen won't make her win Henry over either, because Henry doesn't like it when she's the evil queen. Favourite OMFG moment was when I found out Rumpelstiltskin was Peter Pan's son. That was a bit like, what the heck? That was a plot twist if there ever was one. Also, when we found out Zelena was marrying and had got pregnant by Robin, that was a bit like, what? Yeah, it was a bit strange for me. So, number 14, which side are you on, good or evil? It's got to be good. I'm always on the good side. And I think Snow says good always wins. And it may not be an easy task for good to win, and they come up against loads of different hurdles and monsters and villains, but good always wins. And I'm on the good side. I'd like to think if I was in... I'd love to have good magic, light magic. I'd be on the side of good. I'd fight along with heroes. But I don't believe anybody's 100% good. I think everybody has a dark side, and if they're pushed to the limit, you know, like Emma killing Cruella and Snow killing Cora, you know, I think everybody has those two sides. Favourite Once Upon a Time outfit? Well, I've got to say Elsa and Anna's dresses in season 4 were spot on. They were literally the exact same as their Frozen movie dresses. Literally, Elsa and Anna looked like they could work in a Disney theme park as Elsa and Anna. And that's what I like so much about that. The Elsa and Anna portrayals is that they look so much like their Disney movie. I also like the dress Emma wore on her date with Hook. I think in season 4, the pale pink, and she had her hair tied back. I think that dress is stunning. So there, so far, that's my favourite outfit. There's probably a lot more, but I just can't think of any off the top of my head. Actually, I quite liked Belle's dress that she wore, and it was the white blouse under the like denim dress. It represents Belle's dress in Beauty and the Beast. Her gold dress was really nice too, actually, that she wore in the honeymoon scene. Favourite episode? This I really struggled with because I'm not sure of the names of all the episodes. The one I really like is when Emma and Hook go back in time, and it's kind of like the two of them are back in the Enchanted Forest, and they go to like a ball, and Emma's wearing this like Emma's acting as Prince Leia and Hook as Princess Leia and Prince Charles, sorry. And also I like last night's episode. It's definitely been my favourite season 5 so far. Favourite actor has got to be Colin O'Donoghue. I don't know, I think he is fantastic as Hook. I don't know, I do definitely think if somebody else would have played Hook, I don't know if I would have been as keen. And again, it's not just because of Colin's looks either. He's so good. He's in that scene in last week's episode in the lift when he was saying goodbye to Emma, the kissing of her hand was actually improvised by Colin and Jen. So, and there's a few other little things, but he's so good, and he's Irish, which helps. I also like Josh Dallas too. He's amazing as Charming. I really like him. I think Jared Gilmore, who plays Henry, is fantastic, and I really hope we get more Henry in season 6, because he's kind of took a back seat in season 5, but he's the author now, so I want to see him, like, a bit more of him. And a lot of people seem to forget that he was, what, 10 when he was cast as Henry, and he's grew up, you know, and he's a fantastic actor, and I think he's going to have an amazing career. But yeah, Robert Carlyle. I think when I filmed this before, I said Robbie Coltrane, who's Hagrid in Harry Potter. So Robbie Robert Carlyle, who plays Rumple, is really good too. Especially as Rumple, more so than Gold. I think I prefer him as Rumple than Gold. But he's a fantastic actor too. I think there's not a member of cast that I don't think a good actor or actress. Also a shout out to Sean Maguire too for playing Robin Hood. I really like his portrayal of Robin as well. Number 18 is favourite actress. Again, Jennifer Morrison, who plays Emma. It's been fantastic since I started. I've just loved her playing Emma. Especially, she's been through a lot in season 5, and I think Jen has just went above and beyond, and her emotions, and you know, she's just fantastic. And her and Colin together, you know, as Hook and Emma are just amazing, and they're really great together as actor, and you know, as Emma and Hook, by the way. And obviously Jennifer Goodwin as Snow White. Again, I absolutely adore her portrayal of Snow White. And Lana Parrilla as Evil Queen. She's again brilliant. You know, she pulls off the sass and the one-liners so well. Number 19 is my favourite quote, and it is, "Fairy tales are a reminder that our lives will get better if we just hold on to hope." And Mary Margaret said that in season 3. And I think that sums up Once Upon a Time quite well, because there's a lot of hope, and obviously it's about fairy tales. And I really, and she gave Henry the storybook in season 1 to give him hope. So yeah. Favourite backstory has got to be Regina and Snow White's backstory, the whole story of how they became, with, you know, with Snow being saved by Regina, and then the whole Daniel incident and the hatred for each other, and I love the whole story between them two. Number 21 is something you want to know that hasn't been revealed yet. Well, when I wrote this, it was before last night's episode, so I put about, will Emma and Hook be reunited? So I know the answer to that now, but it's what I want to know is what's next for Emma and Hook. Where will the relationship go? Will we get a proposal? Will they have kids? Will they move in together? You know, what's next for Emma and Hook? And I think obviously that we won't know. Will they end up having to say goodbye again? Will one of them die? Will they be put through more hell? So yeah, I also want to know what part Henry's going to be playing more so as well. And I also want, so yeah, definitely, I think that's what I want to know. 22, if I could be anybody from Storybrooke or the Enchanted Forest, who would I be? Well, I would love to be Emma. I would love to be Emma. But I'd love to play Rapunzel. I know she featured very briefly in, I don't know, remember the season, and I was really disappointed because when I think of Rapunzel, I just didn't like the Rapunzel. She was totally, completely the opposite to what her Disney character was like, even in, you know, attitude. She wasn't wearing her costume, you know, she hadn't the long flowing blonde hair. She wasn't like her Disney counterpart at all. She hadn't the purple dress. She was too much damsel in distress, I think. She had no frying pan. So I'd love to see Rapunzel come back, but be more like her. Especially when you think of Elsa, Anna, Merida are all very like, and even Ariel. Their characters are very similar to their Disney counterparts, and I think Rapunzel is such a good character. I would love to see more of her and bring Flynn into it as well. Next question. 23. What any prop you would take from the set, and it would have to be the storybook. I think it'd be fascinating to read, and I think you can buy blank ones online somewhere. I don't think I'd have the patience to actually sit and write it all out, but it'd be cool to have. So I go with it. Also, I quite would like to have Hook. Is that really weird? Just because it'd be quite cool to have. And will Hook ever get his hand back? You know, come on. He has to have his hand back at some point. Oh yeah, I've already done that question. If it could be anybody from the Enchanted Forest, who would it be? Okay, 25 is favourite character entrance. I don't think I actually have one. To be fair, I can't really think of any off the top of my head, unfortunately. So, 26, a character you would like to see more of. And obviously I would love to see more. I'd love to see Ariel come back, but I know the actress who played Ariel is having a baby, or she's already had a baby. But I'd love to see Ariel come back. I also would like to see more of Milan. And Princess Aurora would be the ones I would like to see more of. I think I want to see more of the actual princesses. So I would. Next, my favourite location or set. Well, I really like the Granny set because I like my food and I'd love to have dinner in Granny's. Maybe not if there was a chance I was going to die. But yeah, I'd like to go to Granny's. I really want to see Emma's house. I'm fascinated by what Emma's house could be like, especially if her and Hook ever move in together. I also like the Charming's little loft. I thought it was quite cute and cozy as well. I really liked it. And let me see what the next question is. Number 28, Storybook or the Enchanted Forest. Well, I really like the idea of Storybook just because it's like the 21st century and you've mobile phones and technology and normal clothes, but I do like some of the costumes in the Enchanted Forest. I kind of feel like being in the forest would be like stepping into the dark ages where we have no phones and stuff. I'd like to just visit it just to see what it was like, to experience it. 29 is my favourite fairy tale. I'm going to go with The Little Mermaid because it was one of my favourites when I was little. I also liked Beauty and the Beast when I was little too, and Cinderella. I really like the story of Cinderella as well. And the next question, hold on, is what got you interested in Once Upon a Time? And I was recommended Once Upon a Time by some friends because I love Disney. I'm obsessed with fairy tales and princesses, so I decided to watch it when I was off work with flu, and I watched about 4 episodes at a time, completely hooked, and that was what got me interested in it, and I've watched it. I managed to watch up to the end of season 5A before 5B started, and I love it. I'm dreading next week's episodes because we have to wait until September for new ones to show. It's going to be a long wait and I may have to start rewatching it again. Is that everything? Yeah. So I think that's everything. Thank you for watching. Remember to comment below if you like the video and subscribe to my channel. And any questions, comment below and I'll try and get back to you. So thank you for watching.